PT03, Personal Trainer's Toolbox, is the first session of the PT face-to-face weekend. So it's their first weekend of PT-specific stuff, and this is the beginning of a really busy weekend of activity. Now, this session shows them the jump. It shows them the leap from fitness instructor to PT. And it's important to show them how that jump works and how the activities and the setup of sessions changes when you're working within that. Now, the first thing that they'll see that will allow you to ground everything else in the session is PT Live. This is where you put together a 30-minute session with one of the friends. Now, in this 30-minute session, come well prepared. Already have a session designed that's absolutely going to be a 30-minute session. What the friends are going to do is watch you, as a PT, take your client all the way through. As far as you're concerned, the friends are not in the room. When they get to the gym and watch you, it's just you and your client. And the friends will go through a whole checklist of different things that they're seeing. They're going to jot down and critique your session, which means there's a bit on the line here. Your session's got to be exemplary. It needs to be first class. And importantly, it needs to cover appropriate exercise selection, appropriate intensity. It needs to have good balance in terms of timing across the session. And you must get your timing right. The reason this is so important is because when we reflect with friends from their Galah Challenge, their Dingo Challenge, their Wombat Challenge, and their Master Challenge, often these are the little things that are missing: exercise selection, intensity, and timing. So you need to show that you can actually do it and you're capable of doing it. Now, at the conclusion of that session, get the friends back into the room. You're going to do an open debrief with them on what they saw. Now, be humble with this. The friends may come up with some things that they thought you could improve during the session. Welcome that. In fact, welcome in a way where you would say, if I was doing this session again, based on what I saw from my client, here's some things that I thought worked well, but you know what? I'd change this. I'd change the active recovery activity from step box work into some pacing work and so on, because I felt that the intensity stayed too high for them, whatever. But if you show that there's room for even you to improve, it gets the friends into that mindset of, wow, even an experienced trainer go through self-reflection after a session and they work at making the session better next time. It's a great habit and a great mindset to get the friends into. Once you finish that component, there's a quick bit of theory that kind of alerts the friends into the types of equipment they'll be using, advantages, disadvantages, and how you'd apply it. Very much, this is geared around the mastering instruction component of their logbook. So Mastering PT looks at tubing, it looks at cables, it looks at boxes, it looks at balls, etc. So you're going to take them through those exercises, give them a demonstration of how things work with the exercises, and then the friends will come back and they'll work with each other through the exercises. They're going to work across 6 different stations, and the stations will be set up like this. The practical component of PT Toolbox involves 6 different exercises, 6 different bits of equipment, and a good way to do this is to put the 6 bits of equipment across 3 stations where friends work across each of the areas in a station. Set it up so that you've got cables and Swiss balls together in one station, and the friends will go through those 2 components. Set it up so you've got bands and BOSU in a station, and the friends then work across both lots of exercises. And finally, you'll have the bench or step with medicine balls. Set it up so that that's in a station that the friends work across. And that means even with a large group, you've got enough activity and enough bodies in motion to allow everyone to be active across things, generally in partners or within small groups of 3 within their groups. Now, it is the friends playing a little with the equipment so they can get familiar with it. It's got a lot more to do with playing and having a go than it does to teaching the exercises specifically. All right, so it's the friends having a go at the exercise that you've demonstrated. Give 20 minutes for each station. And like anything you do with station work, stop them at the end of the 20 minutes and have a quick 30-second to 1 minute debrief on what they've just done or on what you're looking for the next station, so the friends settle into what happens next. That'll keep your class management nice and regular as they work through it. The last 30 minutes of this session is back in the room. You're talking about progressions and regressions, and you're going through firstly some talk and some demonstrations on them, and then the friends will practice some of these from their workbooks in pairs. The session run for PT3 Personal Trainer Toolbox goes introduction, PT live, you demonstrate the toolbox exercises, and then the friends take a break. When they come back from the break, the friends workshop the toolbox exercises. We go back into the room and go through progressions and regressions with some practice, and then we move into the roundup.